farmers, welcome back to Hinterland. We are making a lot of hay bales. At least I hope it's a lot of hay bales. But I think it should be enough for the amount of sheep that we have and make us get to next season. I am getting out once in a while and moving some of these hay bales around because they're kind of in the way. Let's turn it around here. So, yeah, I got a worker behind me with course play. So I think last episode I was telling you about I had an issue when I had course play following behind the mower and the baler, and had course play trying to follow behind with a wrapper where the game would lock up. Well, it happened with this setup as well. So it kind of seems to be an issue with course play, and I don't know, maybe Maze Plus or some other mod I'm using. But yeah, so make sure you don't start the implement on the tractor. You're going to have course play following. So get course play, or sorry, get your tractor that you're going to be using, like the JCB, and get the implement running, and then set up course play to follow up behind you. Because once you get course play going, you can't, for some reason, work the implement. So if I wanted to, see, I'm on the implement, and I can't turn it off. I can raise it, I can lower it, but I can't turn it on and off. And once I select the implement, I cannot select back to the tractor. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's causing that, but you know, I got a lot of mods running, so who knows? Who knows at this point? I do need to come on down here. You're probably wondering, what's that swath doing down there? I was just going along, and all of a sudden the windrower decided to kick way off to the side. And of course, course play is following my line, not the windrower, so it missed that whole section right there. Yeah, I don't know why the windrower kicked way off to the side. It usually will do that if you got, see, I'm trying to do it right there with the bale of hay. It'll kick it off to the side. I don't know why it did it here. See, now it's doing it again. Now it's kicking way off to that side. I don't know if it's the terrain here that's making it do it, or what's happening, but yeah, we need to flatten out this terrain before we go ahead and make a field anyways, but I gotta get all the hay off the field first. And there's little scraps of hay here and there, but it is what it is. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and stop the worker so I can actually turn off the implement, because I can't do that. Thank you, Francine. You did a good enough job for me. I'll spin around and get this mess back here at least. So I also want to mention, because I don't remember if I mentioned it last episode or not, but someone was asking about the mod for, sorry, wrong buttons, this mod here. It's actually right there at the top. It's called the Animal Food Overview, and this is for Maze Plus. So if you're trying to figure out what to feed the animals you're trying to feed, base food, roughage, moisture food, power food, it'll tell you each one. So like on the cow's base food, you come over here and it says cow's base food. This is all the type of base food you can feed them. This is their roughage. Any type of that food there is considered roughage, moisture food, so on and so forth. But that mod is called the Animal Food Overview. Alright, so I think we are done here. Let me spit out the bales that we have. Is there any more bales in there? Alright, so that's almost a full bale. So let me see, I can probably go around. There's enough scrap around here to grab something, I'm sure. Just pick this line right here, and we'll get ourselves a full bale. I think we're going to go ahead and skip to the month of October. A couple reasons. I just want to advance into the year, start getting more towards winter. I want the sawmill to produce some stuff, and I'm kind of hoping that our soybean field will be ready for harvest as well, even though it won't take us long to do that. We'll probably get it done in a matter of a minute and a half or two, but it gives us something else to do rather than cutting grass and making bales. But it's what we need to do. Now can I turn that off? Yes, I can. Now I can switch vehicles. Yes, for some reason course play is causing me not be able to switch from one implement to another. So If you're running Maize Plus and Course Play like I am, I'm not saying it's Maize Plus causing it with Course Play, but it's definitely something to do with Course Play causing to where we can't switch implements. But over here, we definitely need to flatten this area out or smooth it out with all these ridges. It's just getting to be too much. How much hay have we made today? Well, if we go into our time-saving stock check, we can see over here, hey, right now we currently have 625,000 liters in storage. When it means in storage, it's all the bales. I do got some bales over by the pellet production over there, so that's going to count those as well. But I think we got plenty of hay for a while. Let's see here. What do I want to bring back first? Well, let's bring back the case with the baler. So something that we do need around here is a wash station, because well, the stuff's starting to get a little bit dirty, and I think it's about time we maybe start trying to clean it on up. Probably put it down over by our work area, so when we fix something we can go ahead and wash it. Seems like a good idea. I will say these bridges are done nicely. There's no bumps transitioning from the ground to the bridge. I do want to put a fence line up and down here along our shedded area. I'm going to make an entryway right there into the sheds, but have a fence line on the left-hand side. I'm not going to put fences around the fields. I tried doing that once before, way back in 17, and at first the fences around the fields looked nice until you start working the fields. You try to turn around or set up some stuff, and then it just kind of goes all haywire on you. Let's go ahead and grab the JCB and the windrower. So this right here is going to be made into a field. You know, it's going to be a root crop over here, probably sugar beet or potato. But, you know, I got to make sure we get 3 more fields, plus this one right here, set up for next spring. Sugar beet, potatoes, cotton, corn. Those are the other 4 products we need to put into the ground, because we need to make that into stuff. Not just for the animals, but for our productions. Let's zip on over here. Spend some more money, because why not? Alright, so maybe a good place for it. Actually, you know what? I think over here might be a good spot, actually. Right here. Might work out rather well. Let's go into construction. And I always forget, is that under tools or containers? It's got to be under tools, right? Yeah, so this is the wash station that we're using on East Vineland. And this is from Missy B. But I think we're just going to go with something rather simple. So that way we can pull any big equipment in and out of here. So we're just going to go ahead and place that down. Actually, let's go ahead and just do that like that. Landscaping, painting. No, that's not what we're using. What am I doing here? Gravel. I knew. That's what I thought it was. And let's go to this. There we go. Nice and simple. Now we got ourselves a wash station. So now we can pull on up here. Big open area, so we don't have to worry about, you know, getting things in and out. Just got to pull it beside it and wash away. And at some point, I do got to kind of organize our shed over there. Right now, I'm just, because the shed's so big, I'm just pulling into any open spot and like, yeah, let's put it right here for now. I think eventually we're just going to have to organize it to put, you know, harvesting stuff in one section, or, but I know how it's going to go. It's when you're getting things done on a farming season, it's like, yeah, let's put it there and I'll take care of it later on. More than likely, it's just going to, because you can imagine once we get that shed really full, trying to find like, oh, where's the you know, where's the soil sampler? Well, it's in there somewhere. Got to go up and down the aisles to find it. I'll park this next to the Big M, I suppose. And let's grab the JCB. We'll give this a wash, even though it doesn't look that dirty. Well, I do have to remember I have that logging trailer as lease, so I'm going to have to pay a fee overnight for that. But really, I think our loan interest is going to overwhelm it. That cost is going to hide in there. I'm going to guess like $25,000, maybe $26,000 on loan interest. Maybe that's what we're up to. Something like that. Oh, can't turn that sharp with it. And like everything else, it's like, oh, here's an open spot. Yep, we'll go ahead and park it right here for now. So I did turn on at the sawmill. I turned on everything. So we should be making we should be making long planks, wood beams, prefab walls, and planks. Right now we don't have enough for anything to spawn yet. I still got this trailer loaded up with logs, and we hardly have used any. And of course we're slowly piling up wood chips. I don't know how much wood chips I can store here, but we'll find out as it goes along here. Everything else not really being used other than the pellet storage or pellet production. Got plenty of hay. I'm stuck in the hay bales. Okay. It happens. Let me teleport over to the grist mill. There we go. How are we doing over here at the pellet storage? Alright, so we got 2,000 liters of pellets. Now, the only thing I'm trying to figure out is we're actually losing product here in a sense. If we go to pellet storage right here, so 1 liter of hay gets made into half of a liter of pellets. So I'm trying to figure out, is it worth it? Or when I feed the pellets, do the sheep eat less pellets than they do hay? I don't know. But we're doing it, so there it is. Plus it kind of gives us a little bit of a hay storage. Anyways, let's go on home. And we're going to speed through the month here. I think we've done enough for the month of September. I do want to double check though on the calendar. So, I mean, if I wanted to, I could plant more wheat and barley in October. I do have 1 wheat field, 2 barley fields? No, 1 wheat, 1 barley. Is that correct? Yeah, 1 wheat, 1 barley. So we should be all set on getting some straw next year. Let's go ahead and go to bed. The one thing I haven't really done too much, but we haven't advanced much time, is check on the sale page. Nothing here. I mean, the bale shredder would be kind of... I don't know if I can put straw in the shredder and it'll reach the cow area. I mean, I still think I'll have to drive in and around to get to the bales. So, and plus I can bring full-size bales in, and they're going to take a lot of straw, I think. Isn't the trigger... Oh, the trigger's not quite on the bed. It's in front of the bed. Yes, we should be okay to sleep through the night. So the sheep almost have a full trough. I'm going to be kind of interested to see what they have when I wake up in the morning. The cows should be fine. So the loan interest is $26,200. So that's a big chunk. But that's what it is. Sounds like it's raining out. It is raining out. It's fine. That's right. I do have this field right here. Yeah, so I do got 2 barley fields. And right now, everything is reading good. Is this crop ready for harvest? It is, but it's raining. But of course it's raining, right? So, yeah, we got lovely, well, I say lovely soybean, but if we look at the crop rotation, it's bad. And overall, yeah, everything is looking kind of bad in this field right here. But it's the crop that was here when we moved here, so got, no choice there. How did the sawmill do overnight? And did I spawn into the logs? Okay, I'm having a hard time teleporting to my production buildings. Let's go to the truck. Oh, they're not going to spawn because I have it on storing. I guess I could put it on spawning because it ain't going to matter. So let's go into productions. And then planks can be spawning, 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 and spawning. So for them to spawn here, it kind of frees up the storage so we can actually make some more. I didn't check. When is a good time to sell that stuff? Let's see, long planks. Yeah, so this is going to take a while to register because it showed me the best time to sell it is March. And it says the max price is $19.40, but it shows over here $19.67, $5,167, $49.49. I'm not in a big rush to go ahead and sell it yet because there's not really a need to. I mean, the money would be good, but so be it. And I only used about 15,000 liters of wood. So it's not going through the wood that much. All right, now the big question is, what did the sheep do overnight? How much did they go through? Okay, so they still got some food, so they didn't go through that much. But then again, we only got 10 sheep. Eventually, we'll have 195. The cows should be okay, I would presume, because we only got 2 cows here. And little by little, we are taking grass from the field. This will fill up the feed trough. This feed trough does hold quite a bit of amount of feed, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, we're sitting at about 40,000. I think it holds about 150,000 liters of feed. So, so be it. No milk yet. Like I said, they got to be 22 months old. So a couple more months before they actually start making some milk. That is fine. But it does remind me, because I was just on East Vineland, and the one thing I want to put down here is a self-selling station like we have in East Vineland, so we can make more money that way by selling products ourselves. I think instead of putting it in front of the farm like I always do, I don't know, is it going to allow me to put it down by the stores because we don't own that land? Construction, is it under production, selling points? What does this actually sell? Does it sell a lot of the stuff that we're going to have? It may not even be worth... It does milk, but it does butter and cheese. Butter and cheese is kind of key. So no rush to put this down yet. But I can sell butter and cheese there, which is going to be kind of key for us because once the cows make milk, that's what we're going to be making. And, ooh, it will allow me to put this on down here. Land not owned by me, but okay. Apparently we own the land around here. So, yeah, we can go ahead. Can I put it over by the port? No, I can't. I guess I could squeeze it, you know, right in here. I just got to remember I'll probably be bringing down the truck. So, you know what? We're just going to go ahead. You know what? Might as well just place it now anyways. There we go. That way, if I do have to sell something in the future and I can sell it there, we got a spot for it. Well, it is raining, so much for getting to harvesting right away. So let's grab the Voltra. And I guess I'll go pick up the hay bales that we made while we're waiting for the rain to stop. I mean, it shows it in the forecast that the rain's going to stop sometime soon. 9 o'clock, so that's not too bad. So I'll put it at times 6. And I'll go start clearing out the hay off that field because I guess, you know, after we get done harvesting, I guess we can grab the case and start plowing up another new field. But before we do plow, I got to go ahead over there and do some landscaping and smooth it on out. So I'm going to go grab those hay bales, start piling them up somewhere. And then we'll get to harvesting this field, which should take us about 5 minutes, maybe. And then get to plowing another field, like I said. The rain is slowly coming to a stop. And I got about one more trip here to pick up some hay bales. Looks like about 10 or so out in that field. Then while I'm over here, I think I'll smooth it out now, because I can drive the Vulture around a little bit to kind of give me a good idea if it's smooth enough. I was thinking while picking up the hay bales, maybe what we can do is possibly upgrade the sawmill to level 2 so it produces more. It will cost us, I forgot what the sawmill costs, like 50 grand. So if it costs 50 grand, that'd be $5,500 to upgrade it, but it'll do double the production. It'll hold double the wood and everything, just to give us some, production through the first year. Plus, I got plenty of wood. And then I got thinking, well, how often am I going to bring wood there at, a level 2 facility to keep up and running for a while? And I was wondering, because I haven't checked yet on this map, can I put down lodgepole pine? So, let's go into here. It's going to be under pallets, right? Where is that pallet here? Maize Plus comes with a lot of stuff. Oh, there it is. Can I get lodgepole pine? I may have already looked. I don't remember. Maple, willow, oak, stone pine, pine, but not lodgepole pine. Oh well, just something to think about for sure. Right, let me just get it out of the area where I want to smooth. I don't know if I actually have to get out of the vehicle to do this. Let's go back in here. Construction, landscaping, smoothing. Let me turn around here so we can kind of see a little bit more. Expand that as much as we can, and super strength on that, please. Especially over in the corners. I don't mind it being a little bit like the wheat field that we did last episode. It was a little rough over there, but not that bad. Over here, it's really rough. And I don't know how much smoothing I'm actually doing. And if I'm getting it all. It's kind of hard to see when it's all grass. As long as I can just keep covering the area and just keep on smoothing, it'll take out most of the bumps. I might be moving too fast for it in some areas. Luckily, that landscaping free mod helps out quite a bit, because I've already spent enough cash here. Alright, let's see how that feels when I drive over with the Vulture. I mean, it's got to be better. Right now, from the eye, it looks a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm not bouncing. When I was picking up the hay bales, I was bouncing up and down quite a bit here. Yes, that's definitely workable. So we can see where I didn't do landscaping because it left the hay on top of the ground. But I don't think there was many bumps over here. I think I got most of it. So this field's already set to be made into a field. Well, this field's set to be made into a field. Good word, good choice of words there. That's all set to be made into a field, yes. And that'll be used, of course, next springtime for potatoes, sugar beet, or whatever we decide. Sugar beet, I didn't think I was going to do sugar beet on this map, honestly. But after seeing that with Maize Plus, the sheep could use some sugar beet. Yeah, we will go ahead and do that. Let me turn off the auto loader so I don't need that to be picking up any bales all the way through. So as I slowly build up the farmyard, I can see how it's kind of coming together. I think we're going to make a road going in between the sheep and the cow barn here, so I can get to all the bales. Eventually, I would like to put the bales into a shed, but it's going to be a pretty darn big shed for the amount of bales we're going to have. I could also, I suppose, put it into the silo. The silo will take straw and hay and all that good stuff. But when I go to try to fill the TMR mixer, I don't know how fast the silo will empty out into the mixer. It'll be hard to mix it on up, so I'm not too sure on that. I think we got about another month to go on these bales. I did want to make some TMR, but we got to wait for some silage. Yeah, we got to wait another month on these bales right here. That is interesting. So I saw the different total amount of liters per the bale. So fresh grass, which we're fermenting into silage, that bale is only 5750. Conditioned grass bale is 6500. So if I take conditioned grass and make it into silage, the bale will actually be bigger. Or when they both ferment over to silages, are there going to be different types of silage? Which there are different types of silage, so it's going to be learning as we go here. And these are just what are these? These are just conditioned grass. All right, that's fine. All right, whatever. We'll figure it on out. We shall figure it on out. Hey, let's get to harvesting because we got a nice, beautiful harvester here, and of course we got this header. I want to give a good try. Make sure everything's on the up and up with it. We don't have the header trailer. It's something that we could definitely get here in the future. Because why not? I'm buying everything else in the store. And I think right now I'm going to put this into the silo instead of bringing it on down to be made into oil. Because I just want to make sure that I don't need the soybean for something else. Meaning food. So, I think putting it into the silo would be a good idea. I may actually have to fold up the header. Yep, got to fold up the header. Which is weird, because when I fold up the header, I don't know what's folding, but... And I don't think we can make soy into a swath, but we'll see what it does. Yeah, just making sure. So I don't expect a good yield off this field. No soil sampling, any of that kind of stuff. So I am noticing, I noticed it on No Man's Land, and I'm noticing it here already. The vent, even though we got the biggest engine in here, the RPMs just go way up on it. Way up. So that, I think that's where the problem comes into when I use the corn header. Like we had in No Man's Land, we had nothing but issues with a corn header. On flat land, it did okay. Any type of hill, the fent just went no thanks and went down like 2 miles an hour. So when we do corn, which we are going to have corn, I don't know. I would hate to trade in this harvester because I like the looks of it. I like that looks of the blue, the fent blue as they call it. I think we could expand this field a little bit more along the edges. We got to have bigger fields because we just need the product to cover up this nice loan that I'm building up. So far so good on the header. This isn't the 60-footer. I think this might be like a 50-footer. I forgot what it was in the store. Was this a 16-meter header? We can double check here in a second. see if I just go to here, and where are the headers? Headers right here. So yeah, it's a 15.2. So it's going to be like a 48-footer, 50-footer header, somewhere around there. This looks a lot smaller when you've been using a 60-footer. I would like to use the 60-footer, but with the terrain around here, it could be a little bit of an issue. And plus, the pipe on the Ideal just barely extends far enough for when we unload to be able to get underneath it. But in the future, we could have 2 combines going, so, you know, I could get another header and run a 60-footer on that one. But if I do so, it'd have to be like the John Deere or the Lexion, the Class Lexion. I won't use the New Holland that I've been using on East Vineland. Nice combine, but, you know, we just use that a good amount already. Should be a decent yield off this field actually for soybean. Doing better than what I thought it would. So we'll have to check the crop rotation on this field. It was in bad condition when we got here, so not much we can do about it. Well, I honestly wasn't expecting to get over 10,000 liters, looking at the crop rotation stats and all that, and being a small field, well, smallish field for the size of the map, and it being soybean on top of that. So it looks like we're going to be somewhere right around 13,000. Now, I could just bring the combine on down and let that dump into the silo, but I want to give this a good run here. So, let me go ahead and put the pipe on out. We'll have to go grab the truck, which is at the sawmill. Looks like there's enough spawn area for all the products at the sawmill. But definitely with the amount of wood that we got up by the wind turbine, you know, it might be something to think about to upgrade the sawmill and then maybe lease the equipment to go ahead and plant some trees up there. Let's go ahead and get our trailer. Good to see the barley has grown. I can see the wheat off in the distance. That has grown as well. Whoa. Did a little spinny spin coming on up in here. So what you want to do is take your expensive truck and run into your expensive JCB tractor. That's not what you want to do. Okay, this didn't turn as well as I thought it did, but then someone parked the Case tractor right in front of the long trailer. Let's just keep backing that up to give me a little bit more room. I got to figure out a way how to park this stuff in here. So, with the header that we have, we should be able to slide right underneath the auger pipe with the combine. And easy peasy, nice and easy. Take a little bit of a screenshot there. Maybe make it my thumbnail. Probably will. Because we're actually doing some farming. Well, we've been doing some farming work, but it's nice to do some harvesting. I do like these types of maps where it's kind of like a sandbox mode type of a thing. No Man's Land, Western Wilds here, and other maps I'm sure. I just can't think of any at the top of my head right now. The only issue being when you first start off, well, like No Man's Land I think has one small field. I'm trying to remember if I eliminated that field when I did the Let's Play on that. Here there was 3 fields. And so there's not like a lot of contracting work that you can do. So if you want to make some money, there's not much of an option for you. And more than likely, you're going to start with the fields yourself anyways, right? Alright, and of course the silo should work nice and easy. There we go. I was like, why didn't it pop up to put the soybean in? Because I had the HUD turned off. So it's like, this should work. There we go. So we got soybeans in storage. I mean, we can hold 15 million liters, so I'm not too worried about taking up too much space. And that is our crop for the year, other than grass, silage, and hay. Yeah, I think if I park, the wise thing would be to do is to park like all the long trailers on one side and the shorter stuff on the other. We are going to need a few more tankers. We're going to need a tanker for the milk. We're going to need a tanker for slurry. I also want to get a small trailer to transport food for the animals. So we got a lot of stuff to do. I need to turn that combine off. Actually, might as well just drive it right out the field. We'll go plop the header on down where it was and park the combine inside. Pop the header right here. Not even going to bother washing the combine. I don't think it got dirty enough. All right. This calls for the case for the next job. I do need some fuel. But I think I can get the plowing job done first. I don't think I'm gonna have a fuel area over here at the farm because we're not gonna make any fuel. At least I don't think so. We could. That mod I used on No Man's Land probably would go okay here. Although I'm a little bit nervous with compatibility with Maize Plus. But yeah, we can definitely make some fuel and make some money off of that. Of course, we need crop for that, so... And right now, we don't have any crop whatsoever. Does that field need to be plowed? So when I expand it, I'll know it does need to be plowed, okay? Not too worried about that field just yet. Make the roads maybe a little bit wider in some areas. So let's allow to create fields, turn that on. And I want to be a little bit off the edge because I don't want to accidentally plow in a part of a field that we don't own. So we'll just do one headland here just to get started so you can kind of see the size of the field that we're looking at. I mean, you can kind of see it, but you know, when it's all grass, it may be hard to concept the size of it. Yeah, so if we upgrade the sawmill to produce more, I mean, I think we got enough trees up there to keep cutting on down. Of course, we can always buy more land with trees on it. But what I would do is once we get enough trees cleared off of there, maybe replant some somewhere. I just remember on Silver Run, the lodgepole pines grew in like under a year. But currently on Solyndra, we got spruce trees down. And we're like 1 year in and they only reached the first growth stage. And someone said spruce trees take 2 years to become fully mature. So if I plant trees down, I don't know if it's probably take 2 years before we can cut them on down. Just a lot of work to do here to get this whole farm up and started. And of course, you know, I'm spending a whole bunch of cash. But we're not starting off small. We're getting the bigger equipment. We're charging forward. And luckily that wind turbine should just about cover the loan interest fees throughout the day. I don't have any intentions to put down another one. I just wanted something to generate enough money to cover the loan interest. That's all I really wanted to do. Alright, now I'm going to really see this section down here. This was the part that was really, really in bad shape for terrain. And I am glad that we're not doing stones anymore. That would take a while to get all the stones picked up off these fields. Yeah, so I didn't really smooth it all the way to the edge of the field. But I think it's going to be okay. And if it's not, well, we can always take care of it at another time. Yeah, so like right there, I think our header would not get the crop on the far left-hand side. It might surprise me. It seems sometimes where I feel like areas where the header wouldn't have a problem, it does. In some areas I think, oh, it's not going to harvest there, and it does harvest, so never know. And I'm glad we went with the bigger plow also. This is going to help us reduce the time it would take to create a field by half. I think this is almost twice as wide. See if I can get this lined up on the first try here. Good enough. So we put a root crop into this field. I think the yield will be rather well. I'm very interested to get the potatoes production up and going. Now, I'm not going to use a modded planter. Well, it is a modded planter, but we're not going to use a planter that's 18 meter wide to plant potatoes. We're going to use an in-game planter for potatoes that's been modded to at least be able to accept seed potatoes, because that's what we're going to be making alongside the premium potatoes and the pig food. And I'm thinking I'm probably only going to create one more field this fall, and that way I only got to create 2 more in the springtime. But I'm thinking I'll wait until November before I create another field, because I want to see what those bales turn into. The conditioned grass and the fresh grass. If they both turn into the same product, which I assume is going to be grass silage, I'd rather just do conditioned grass, because the bales are bigger. And when I mean bigger, it means with the amount of liters that they are. It's almost 1,000 more liters per bale. And that'll reduce the amount of bales that we have hanging around the farm. But after going through last night into this month and seeing that the 10 sheep didn't really go through that much food, I'm somewhat pleased with it. But then again, that's only 10 sheep, not 195. And I'm going to leave that sheep pen at 12,500 food capacity until I need to update it. Because I'm using that sheep pen on all my other series right now. So if I update this one here, it's going to update them all. Alright, so I'm kind of happy with the terrain over here. It's nice and smooth-ish now, so I shouldn't have too much of an issue. I'll get this done in between episodes. And yeah, I was going to say maybe I'll start creating the other field, but I got to wait to see what that grass turns into. So we could be in the month of November next episode. Maybe we'll do some landscaping around the farm, meaning make some more roads, get the pattern a little bit more, maybe put down some fencing, make it more look like a farmyard for the upcoming winter, and maybe do some landscaping around the house as well. Even though we're not really around the house, it would at least look nice. Right now it kind of doesn't, it's a home, but yeah, it needs a yard, needs some trees put down around it. Let me go ahead and just leave that right here. I think we are good. Let's teleport back to the farm. Yeah, so I think we'll have like an entryway to the farmyard here as well. And then put a fence line between the road and the lovely shed that we have here. Create a road going right down to the cow barn in between the sheep and so. I may put a shed here for smaller stuff. That way, like the soil sampler, smaller items like that, I can stick into a small shed here, so I don't have to go digging for them in the big shed. And then, of course, yeah, I'm not quite sure how I want to store the bales yet. In a shed, for sure, but the problem is, how big of a shed do we need to feed the amount of animals that we have? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I hope, hopefully in a couple of months, these two young ladies that we have here will start slowly producing milk so we can kind of get more productions up and going. And once I feel good with the amount of food that we have, meaning hay and silage, then that way we can make our own TMR. We'll probably get a couple more cows in here and slowly build them on up. And of course, the more cows we have, I mean, we only got 2 cows and we got 4,000 liters of manure in a month and a half. And that's just going to get more and more. And of course, slurry, that'll be brought over to the BGA to be made into electricity, so on and so forth. But yeah, I think it's slowly coming along. We're going to learn Maize Plus together. And it seems like a lot of you out there are trying it now as well. So, we'll, any tips that you guys have found out going along, leave a comment below. So, anywho, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in the Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.